Digitizing your classroom library. Step 5. Creating checkout check-in form. Let's begin by opening a new Google form. Now let's get an add-on. It is time to divide your form into sections and create questions.
Here we go, my fellow English language arts teachers. Now on this, what we're going to do is we're going to create a check-in and a checkout form for your students for each one of your bookshelves. Now, there is a way where you can do this to check it out for each shelf, or you can do it like a whole bookshelf at a time. And that's what we're going to do today. So I'm going to title this Rack L1 Check Out / Check In. Right in. And by doing this, we're going to have to divide this into multiple sections. The first section is right there on the first part. We're going to ask the students, what do you want to do with the book? And you're going to give them the option to either check out book or to turn in book. Easy. So now that we have these two options, what you're going to do is you're going to create 2 more sections for those options. And so if they check on checkout book, it'll go to the check out book section, or it'll go to the turn in book section. I don't know why I capitalized that B. I just do that. So now what you want to do is come back up here to this option. You're going to click these 3 buttons, and then you're going to have a go-to section based on answer. And what you're going to do there is you're going to have for checkout, you're going to go to the check out section. And for those books that they're turned in, it's going to go to the turn in section. Now, I showed you guys about that add-on form ranger earlier. That is we're going to use that for this first question that's going to come up. But because we have not completely built this form just yet, what we're going to do is we're going to leave this question and option blank, and we're going to come back to it a little bit later. And what we're going to do now is we're going to come to the turn in book section. So you want to add a question to it, and you're simply going to ask the students, which, I don't know why I can't spell today, title are you turning in? And like I said, you can do this shelf by shelf, but I'm going to show you guys how to do this like as a whole bookcase. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open up where it is, and I'm going to select all of those titles. Go through, select all titles. Now I know that this 177 titles seems like a lot, and trying to have your students search through it may be a bit of a bother, but I'm going to show you a simple shortcut. So here, as you click in that box, you're going to right click it, and then the option to paste it will come up, and then you'll see all of those titles appear as that question. Now I like to do mine where it is a drop down, and I'm going to show you why I like that option. Because as you see, when you scroll through, it seems like you're scrolling for days to go through it. But with the drop down option, you can simply decide what title you want. So let's say I want to do Cogheart, right? And students know which title they're looking for. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it in, go next. And instead of having to scroll through, all they have to do is push the first letter of the title that they're looking for, as you were, choose the first letter of the title that they're looking for, and it'll bring it up. Cogheart is there. Or let's see, I want to come down here to school, and I can click on school, or Zach's Live. It's right there. So just pushing the first letter of the titles, and I'll have those titles there. So that makes it easier for the students to go through and find. They don't have to scroll all day to find the titles that they want. So if I want cog heart, I'll click there. That's the beauty of doing the drop down. Now, like I said, if you want fewer selections for the students, you can always go back in and do it by shelf. What I would suggest that you do is you come back here to your basic informations page, and just like I copied and pasted it, what you want to do is you want to go to that first row, you want to filter it, and then you say, okay, I just want to do shelf 1. So I'll clear out everything and I'll select shelf 1, push OK. And just like I did before with all the titles, you can do the same thing here with just that shelf. You can select it, copy it, you go to your form, and you can just paste it in the same way we did it there. But you're going to have to make sure that you have another question in there asking them which shelf are you checking your book out from or turning your book into. And when we get to the section where we're going to do another formula to calculate your inventory, I want you to keep that in mind, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. So now there's another section that you want to put in here. After they have decided on their book, you're going to add a section where you gather their information. So I'm going to take this last section. I'm going to create your info section. In this section, we're going to ask them the basic questions. So I'll add a question. What is your first and I don't know why I keep capitalizing and last name, and leave that as a short answer so they can type their first and last name. Then I'm going to add another question to it. I'm going to say, which class period are you in? And I'm going to give them those options: first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, or eighth. So here, once again, like I say, I love the drop-down options because it keeps everything more compact. And final question that you're going to ask them is the date. What is today's date? And when you click on it, it automatically generates the date option for you. So now, once they're here, you want to go to each one of those questions where they're going to select the title and have it go straight to their information page. So I'm going to go back up to that first question about which book are they checking out, and I'm going to change that after they enter it to your informations page. So now we have done the easy part. Now we're going to do a little bit more difficult aspect of it. And right now, when I do this, it's not going to populate this question because we have nothing in that section right now. So I'm going to show you guys how to do it, and then we're going to make it to where it does populate the section. So the question is, which book are you checking out? And we want this, and the reason that I'm doing it this way is because we want them to see what is available. Because if all of the titles are checked out and they're going in and they're trying to check it out, I'm pretty sure that they're going to get frustrated with trying to check out those titles. So what we're doing here with this option is, as soon as you run out of that quantity on the shelf, it will remove it from this option using the Form Ranger option. Now, like I said, because we have not populated this column that I'm about to show you, you're not going to see anything. But as soon as we fix that formula on this form or the Google Sheets, then it will populate here. So when you come here to Form Rangers, you have a list of all of the questions that you have on the form. Right now, what we wanted to do is populate this question: which books are you checking out? And so what you're going to do is you're going to click this Populate from Range. You're going to go New Range, and then you're going to select that spreadsheet that you have created. So I'm going to go ahead and click there. And once you've done that, you're going to go to the tab. So let's come back here so I can show you what this looks like. You're going to come back here to the tab that says Basic Information. You don't want to go to Shelves. You want to go to Basic Information. And the reason that we're doing this is because those available titles that we put here, that we've created, that's where those titles are going to appear and disappear as students check out those titles. So we're going to go to basic information. And just like I showed you, you want to go to that shelf that says available titles. Now, right now, like I said, it's not going to show anything. There's no data in that column right now. But once we update it, and we're going to give it the title, range name of available. And we're going to save it. Now, one thing that is very important is that you check this on form submit. Now, you can do the every hour one just as a safety precaution, but the on form submit, it's telling it to go back and check this information every time somebody submits something. So when a book is checked out or checked back in, it's telling it to go back to this and see if that title has appeared or disappeared. So that way we'll get more of a real-time view of when students check books out.
Step 4. Connect form to Sheets.
Now, what we want to do is tie this form to our spreadsheet and Sheets. The reason that we're doing this is this will allow us to calculate what books have been checked out, and this will subtract those checkouts from your overall total and add the check-ins to your overall total. So to do this, what we're going to do is we're going to go to settings. You're going to go to responses. Go to responses. You're going to link to Sheets. You don't want to create a new sheet. You want to select existing Sheets spreadsheet. And the one that we're going to select is the one that we've been using this whole time, so we can tie all of our data in together. So select that and push insert. Now, what it's going to do is it's going to create a tab at the bottom of your sheet. And what I would suggest that you do is you change the name of that tab, because I showed you guys how to do this for that bookcase. So what I would do is I would change the title to the title of the book, whatever you titled that bookcase. So I titled the first bookcase as rack L1. So this is what I'm going to change the name of that tab to. So whatever nomenclature you're using for your bookcases, make sure that it ties to that specific bookcase. And now that it is tied in to the spreadsheet, now we can get in, go back and start filling in some other formulas to prepare us to create that front end checkout system using Looker. Hopefully this stuff was simple for you. We got just a few more steps to go and you will have your own digital catalog of your classroom library. Thanks for sticking with me this far, guys. And remember, let's keep it simple.
Thank you for watching. Click here for step 6.